All right, Ruheen, Kunal, Beyond, welcome. Today we've got a very special webinar for you guys. It's all about heyLevi, which is a rad tool. I think most of you will agree once you see what it does and who it's made for. Cool thing is, I love white label stuff. Haplin told me this at Haplin's on my team, and he's our full-time product developer, and had a lot to do with helping HighLevel develop its initial set of features when he and I helped them launch out of beta. So we've seen a lot. We've both seen a lot of growth with HighLevel over the years. But it was funny because this is the first time he's been to a summit with me or like a large conference with me. And at the GHL summit, he's like, dude, you'll buy anything that says the word white label on it. And I'm like, yes, I love it. It's like, I didn't used to have this in my life, and my life's gotten so much better. It's helped so many more people, especially agency owners. And so if anyone here creates something and it says the word white label in front of it, I'm your first customer. Okay. So really cool what heyLevi can do. It simplifies AI. It's like, if you want to do AI, but you're looking for a no code situation, this is fantastic. If you want to do stuff and not sit there tinkering, building stuff or maintaining stuff or messing with code, it's like, I avoid at all costs. This is going to be fantastic for you. And so please, like if you guys are doing something else, this is going to move fast. So my advice to you is to stop what you're doing, pay attention, because once they get going, I don't want to hear like, oh, can you guys go back and do that? Like, no, just pay attention on the first try. It's going to be worth your time, or else we wouldn't be doing this. Trust me. Like I don't do that many things with folks like this. So just take my word for it. If by the first few slides you're not intrigued, that can be your sign that you're probably just not going to be interested, but I have a feeling you are. So hopefully
Absolutely.
that makes sense. Just as a raise of hands, how many of you guys have heard of Extendly and Beyond and his team? Just type a one or yes if you guys know the brand Extendly, you know what they do. The reason why I ask is because heyLevi is under their umbrella now, which is fantastic. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're amazing. I regularly refer people to Extendly. That's my relationship with Beyond. He's a great business person, great guy, owns several local businesses, uses the stuff that we teach in HighLevel and in our community in his real businesses, and has helped a ton of people grow their white label through Extendly. So heyLevi is a white label tool that you can use within your own white label app. Extendly is the white label support back office team that you can white label as your own as well. That's the quick elevator pitch or elevator explanation, if you will. So
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Thanks for sharing that. What's up, everyone? This is Beyond. So, as Rob mentioned, some of you guys know about Extendly, and heyLevi is a partner company that Extendly is a part of. How many of you guys have heard of heyLevi or used heyLevi? If anyone's, let's do a one or something again, or a yes, if you are familiar with heyLevi. We may not be. If we're not, that's good, because then we'll explain everything.
Yeah, it looks like Glenn is an Extendly customer and has heyLevi. Carrie says been looking at it. Yes, no, yes, no. It's kind of a mix.
A couple of people, yeah.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to hand it over to Ruheen. She's going to go ahead and run through a presentation that's going to explain what heyLevi is, what it does, how you can white label the tool and use it to benefit your agency and your customers, and how it makes the AI stuff much more simpler. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Ruheen.
Thank you. Thanks, Rob, and thanks, Band. Out of everyone that said yes, you've heard of heyLevi, can I also ask if even if you don't really know what it is, like, have you seen any of our videos or any of our material, any of our walkthroughs? Just curious so that we can make sure that we're actually showing you guys stuff that you haven't seen before. Okay, so we have one that checked out the site. Kind of a mixed bag, I think.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe Ruheen, if you can cover the top things that everybody should know about, and then maybe some of the newer things, because I know you guys are adding to this all the time.
Right.
That would maybe be a good use of time.
Yeah.
Because it's a mixed bag. Yep.
Yeah. So just to add to what you already said, Rob, it's no code, but it's also no prompt. And that's something that, differentiates heyLevi from maybe everything else on the market. We really felt like all the apps that were coming up, all the AI content and copywriting apps that were coming out on the market over the past year, they're all very prompt heavy. So they'll either, you either have to buy a library of prompts and then tweak them for your business, or you have to do all the tweaking yourself and really, spend a good amount of time on creating prompts that are going to work for you, for your clients, for your business, for your niche, right? So we built this to make sure that you have the option. So you as the agency owner can decide, like, do I want to be playing with prompts or do I not want to be playing with prompts? And so we really built this to be just plug and play. You plug it into your agency, white label it, and then you can, change everything from the colors to the layout. And we're going to see what all of that looks like as well in just a minute here. But really, it's just, you can basically customize it to your agency, call it your own app, and sell it however you'd like to. So, and no prompting required. All of the prompts are based on multiple things, a lot of very well-known and high converting marketing frameworks. And I'm also NLP certified, so there is some NLP in some of the backend prompts as well. So I'm gonna just kind of launch into my slides here so we can go over a few things that make heyLevi different from maybe anything else that you've seen out there. Let me see if I can share my screen. Yep.
And for anyone who's just joining, we're just getting started, so you haven't missed anything yet.
Yeah, I can go into presentation mode here. Canva always works great. Have you guys noticed? Canva always works great until you get on Zoom. Every time. Okay.
I feel like that's every app on the planet. Zoom is just like a hog, like a memory hog, It just.
All right, I'll just go through the slides if it doesn't let me present. Let me try it one more time. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so I'd actually love to, I lost the chat because I'm sharing my screen. I don't see the chat anymore. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I can cover the chat if you want to just fire away.
Yeah, so I have a question. So another quick poll before we really jump into everything, but just curious what you guys and what your clients in particular are using for their content right now. If you can drop a 1 for an AI app that you don't sell, that you're not offering them, maybe a 2 for done for you services that maybe through you or maybe through a third party, or 3 if you're not sure. So 1 if it's an app that you're not selling, 2 if it's done for you, and then 3 if you're not sure. And maybe let me know if it is an app that you are selling currently. Maybe 4 for that. 3 not sure. Okay.
It's so like everything. If you think about it, content is 80% of our day, like in life, in business.
Yeah. So if they're using ChatGPT directly, they're basically not paying you, right? You're replacing all of their other tools or the bulk of their tools through HighLevel. And so I really wanted to see if you're also replacing their need for AI, because AI has been around for a while, but with OpenAI and everything, it's been around for over a year now. OpenAI just celebrated their first birthday or something, I believe. So it's been around. People who were scared before are not scared anymore. And we're finding that more and more businesses are looking for ways to easily be the keyword, right? They're looking for easy ways to implement it in their business without getting stuck in the trenches and with ChatGPT and prompting and all of that. Jeff, I'd love to know, since you're doing it for them, I'd love to know, so do you enjoy the prompting and spending your time doing that? Because I know that that's something that a lot of business owners and agency owners are having to do. You don't? Okay. So most of my clients are not doing social media at all, or maybe 5%. So it's not just social media though. What we're really focusing on, social media is one part of it. It's a brand voice. And we're going to talk about a few different ways that we like to, think about copywriting, but more in terms of your sales copy, right? So whether you're doing social media or not, if you're a business or if your clients are running a business and they're trying to sell something, they need sales copy, right? They need written sales copy. They need sales messaging that they can take on sales calls. They need a way or a system, hopefully, to deal with objections on these sales calls. And so all of that really needs to be cohesive. It's not just written content for social media and blog posts. I feel like that's really the third tier when it comes to copywriting.
They all need help with offer creation. 100% of them need help with that. That's like, the thing that drives everything else, really, if you think about it, right? So yeah, even that.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we're going to cover that. So, all right, let's move forward. So this is really where we're going with this, right? So if they aren't using you, the question is why not, right? Again, you've replaced all of their other business tools. HighLevel lets you do that really easily. So why not their AI copy tool as well? No offers for Facebook, Instagram, or Google ads. Right. But it's just, again, your positioning, your messaging. How are you describing your product to potential customers, your sales pages? What do your offers look like? That kind of stuff as well. So yeah, literally everybody needs this, whether you're a marketing agency, whether you're a small business, large business, you have a marketing team, you don't have a marketing team. At this point, every business needs, well, every business has always needed copywriting. But at this point, regardless of whether they have an in-house copywriter even, everybody needs an AI tool that works really well, that can save time and actually be both cost efficient and time efficient for your marketing team or for your copywriter, right? And that's not always the case with ChatGPT, only because we all know ChatGPT, we all love ChatGPT. There's so much you can do with it as long as you know how to prompt it. And that's where you probably spend more of your time prompting ChatGPT than actually using or spreading or posting the content that you get from there is my guess. Yeah, not similar to Zappy Chat at all. So this is not conversational at the moment. This is literally just sales copywriting and how that bleeds into all of your different parts of your business. All right, so let's talk about the way that we see business copywriting is in three buckets. And so the first one is really coming up with your sales funnel. And when we say sales funnel, we're not just talking about your landing page and your checkout page. We're actually talking about your entire sales journey and how you're designing that. A lot of businesses know, oh, I need an offer, I need a sales page, I need a website. And you know, as long as I have a good product, all I have to do is put it up there and people will come, right? The build it, people will come thing. We just don't think that's true, and especially not in today's age. You can't build something amazing and just think that then people are going to come, because competition in every industry right now is so fierce. And it's really about how are you positioning your brand, your products, your services? How are you designing your offers? How are they competing with your competitive offers? So how do you stack up against your competitors? And keep in mind that understanding where you stand with your competitors isn't just about a competitive company that may be selling something similar. You want to think about what your target audience is currently doing to relieve whatever pain point it is that you're solving for them without your offer, without your product in it. And that could just be doing nothing and just dealing with the pain, or going somewhere else, or doing a DIY thing, or it could just be so many different things. And those are the kind of things we want you and your customers and your clients to really be thinking about before trying to even create any sales copy. And that's the other gap that we see with ChatGPT, is that it's so easy and so accessible to just jump on there, download a bunch of prompts, buy 1,000 prompts that have been tried and tested, right? All these Facebook ads that keep coming our way. Does it include chat? Yes. It does include chat. And we'll go over all of that and show you how it works and show you what the app looks like. But just in terms of what it does for you, we did get a lot of questions. We have been getting a lot of questions around how do I start with this tool? It just does so much. And so that's why I wanted to go over the three buckets. So, all right. So positioning, $100 million offer evaluation. If that name sounds familiar, it's because it's from Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers book. It's one of the best books I've ever read. Highly recommend it if you haven't read it. But if you haven't read it, you know what? You don't really need to anymore, because it's all built into the app. And then, of course, once you have all of that really dialed in, it's about, coming up with the right lead magnet that's going to be that low ticket offer or fee offer that's going to build that know, like, and trust factor with your audience. And again, when I say you, it's not just you guys as the agency, it's also the businesses that you serve. Ad copy, if they are running ad copy, if they are running paid ads, your sales page copy, this includes your headlines, your hooks, all of that. And then the email nurtures, which is, again, a big part of your sales funnel and a big place where a big hole usually in people's sales funnels where a lot of leads drop through. The fact that across industries, the normal conversion rate is usually 1% to 3% really says something, right? And so it's really about understanding the psychological journey that a buyer goes through when they grab your lead magnet, when they grab your low ticket offer, and what it is that makes them consider your higher ticket offer and want to buy it, versus just being like, hey, thanks for grabbing this. Let us know if you have any questions. Oh, by the way, we also sell this. Why don't you buy this? That's normally what an email nurture sequence looks like. And that's really not the way to do it. So, and I'm happy to answer more questions about that specifically as well. But just to Go into the second bucket. This is your business emailing, right? So there's so many different things that you could be doing with email in order to grow your lead list, nurture them, and convert them into a sale. You want your conversation starters really when you're like looking to reach out to someone for the first time, you're not really sure how to break the ice. You need a way to start the conversation, a way to do cold outreach. We all know what cold outreach is. Replying to an email, it could just be a professional email that you're not really sure how to word what you want to say. And then there's a follow-up email. So let's say you've sent an email out, they haven't responded. How can you follow up with them without sounding pushy? Prospect retention is one of my personal favorites, only because this is really the module that has the most NLP, so neuro-linguistic programming, built into it. And that's because what we do with this one is if you have a prospect that's on the fence, let's say you get an email from a prospect that was like really close to buying, and then they're like, oh, I need to think about it. I need to talk to my wife. You know, I'm looking at my other options, or, you know, just wondering if this is really right for me and considering some A, B, and C. You can feed that email from them into the tool. It will read their modalities. So if you're familiar with NLP at all, that's basically how they view the world. It will look for signs to read some of their modalities. Of course, it's just one email, so it's not as effective as having a personal conversation, but it will pick up cues as much as it can and then construct the email response to them to mimic that, to basically, it's called building rapport. Yeah. Neuro-linguistic programming. So it's all about building rapport. It's about earning their trust, and then the sale comes naturally. And then, of course, again, email nurtures. This was also there in sales funnels. It's kind of, you know, we think of it as more of a sales funnel thing, but it's also a part of the overall email journey that your prospects and clients would go through. And this is kind of what comes to mind initially when you talk about AI copywriting or any copywriting. This is the first thing that people think about, right? Is the social media aspect of it. And again, we think that unless you nail the first bucket and possibly even the second bucket, trying to create content for the third bucket is usually not the most effective way to do it, unless you're already seeing a lot of success with your positioning, messaging, your copy AI. I checked it out a while ago. It's been a while. So very similar from what I remember, but copy AI, you can't white label and resell as your own. They have workflows and everything. From when I looked at it, which was a couple of months ago, they didn't have as many frameworks and things built into the back end. So it's not as promptless. But let me know if that's changed, but that's my understanding.
Well, I kind of feel like, who cares? Like, I don't really care what copy.ai is doing, guys. And here's why, right? Like, I understand the questions about the tools, but let me talk to you about tools for a quick minute, okay? When you ask a mechanic to fix your car, do you ask what brand wrenches they use? Yes or no? No, of course not, right? When you ask a home builder to build your house, do you ask what brand nails or hammers they use? No,
Nope.
Of course not. Why is that important? Well, the tool is not for the client. Like, the client doesn't care about the tool, right? They want their problem solved. In other words, I'm hiring the builder to get an outcome for me. That outcome is the house, the completed house. I'm hiring the mechanic to get me the outcome. The outcome is fixing my car or maintaining my car, right? So that means that's what the client cares about, right? So that shouldn't be an issue. The second part of it is you. What is the tool meant to do? What is the difference? Okay. Yeah, they just want it done. What is the difference between using a hammer versus a nail gun? Let's say you're building fences for a living. What is the difference to you? You need the tool to make it easy. What does that mean? Make it easy. Well, what does that get you though? Okay, it's easy. So now what? Okay, it's not complicated. Yeah, you get your time back. There's 3 ways to bring value to people in a nutshell, guys. It's save time, make money, or save money. Those are really the only 3 ways to do it. Make sense? So yeah, Carl nailed it. You can create more value in a shorter period of time. So what does that mean if you're a fence builder or a house builder? You can create 4 fences a day instead of 1 because of the nail gun, right? You can fix 4 cars a day instead of 1 because of the auto wrench, whatever, you know, the impact driver. Yeah. So and it also might have other benefits, but that's, you know, we can get deeper on that if you wanted. But the whole point is that the goal for you is to do 4 cars a day or 4 houses a day or 4 fences a day versus 1. That's the goal of the tool. So I don't care what tool you choose. Whichever tool you use is the best tool. Okay. Like there's certain brands of nail guns. I'm pretty sure that the fence builder and the client don't care which one it is, as long as that fence builder can build as many fences as he wants a day and the clients are happy with the final product. So what they really care about is that it doesn't cost 4 times as much. The client, you know, cares about this much more. Hey, is it going to cost me 4 times as much because you're using a hammer versus a nail gun? That I care about, right? So like, I just see this question all the time and it always baffles me. Like Matt DeSano, right? Who's technically, I guess, a competitor of Beyond, but I love this phrase. And I think Beyond would agree that he says this all the time. If you need white label support and you want Beyond service, go for it, man. The best tool is the one that gets used. That's what he says all the time. And he says that in the context of people comparing his thing with Beyond's, right? And I'm bringing that up because, of course, there's competitors. You guys are sitting here saying, how does it compare? How does it compare? It's like, dude, if you're not using anything, what difference does it make? Use one, right? Use one to get some leverage in your life, right? So instead of being frozen on which tool to use, quickly evaluate what you want to do, use the tool that you know best serves you, and get to freaking work. Go make some money with it.
And
right?
the most important part, you know, to go along with that is, for example, there's Jasper out there, there's Copy AI, there's a bunch of other tools, right? Your customers are paying them, not you.
Exactly.
Right.
Let me tell you another story about that real fast, because this is going to probably drive the point. Why did a lot of you probably weren't even listening at the beginning, because, you know, that's what happens on webinars. But I said, I love white labels. Why do I love white labels? Because this is right before HighLevel got invented. I was at the peak of my agency. I was paying Scipio $44,000 a month for a few hundred, like 250 locations on Scipio, which is two-way text message for business, right? When I sold my agency, guys, guess who did not come along with me onto HighLevel? $44,000 worth of customers stayed on Scipio. Had that been my tool, I would have had like $500,000 in revenue, and my business valuation would have been through the roof. It would have been a triple or a home run versus a single or a double, which is what I got valuation wise. So that's the difference, right? If you build something that people are paying recurring revenue to you on, you become like the utility bill, right? If you go to get your business valuated, if you have predictable MRR and there's a software component to it, beyond how much more valuation are you going to get in your business value? Like, what multiple are you looking at instead of just a service-based business?
Your service-based business is generally around a 3x versus a software-based would start generally from like 5, 7, 8, 10 x and north, depending on how unique it is.
Yeah. So guys, look, you know, don't worry about like which tool. Worry about you building your own asset, you getting the leverage you need. Whatever tool does that best, just choose that and go with it. But like, I don't think it's important to compare tools side by side. I think it's important for you to use one and go build your business with it. Right? Steve, I'm not criticizing you for asking the question, Steve. I'm happy that you use copy.ai, but you know, yeah, but it's a mindset thing that I commonly see. And I can't tell when all of you are asking about the competitors, whether you're frozen in inaction, which is super common. Okay. I'm just telling you that, like, after training 30,000 go high levelers, a lot of them are frozen. So I'm trying to get you unstuck from that and move forward. That's all I'm trying to do with that. And I can't tell if you guys are like, just like, oh, there's one feature that's a great question. If there's one thing that's super important to you tool wise, like Steve said, the fact that this can be white labeled is all I need to hear. Right? Is that how you guys are too about this kind of thing? Is that a game changer for you? And I'm sorry, but it just like, I see it so much and people get stuck on it. And if they can't get unstuck on it, then you know, there's just a million questions afterwards. So
Well,
thought it was
I
a
actually, can I just jump in to say that I
Yeah.
actually love this question? My answer
Yeah.
is always grab the app, plug in your URL, plug in whatever else you're using, and let the app tell you what the differences are. That's exactly what we built in. So there's a competitor analysis module that I was showing you guys earlier on the roadmap thing. We're going to look at it in the app, but I think it's a great question because this is actually, it's not your mindset or somebody else's. The entire world, before they buy your product, they're considering all of their options. So
Yeah.
Totally normal to see this kind of question, you know, and I'm glad you asked because I'm sure everyone's thinking, right? How does it compare with Jasper? How does it compare with copy.ai or whatever else is out there? And the answer is that it is completely promptless, which I personally haven't seen out there. It's the only app that is promptless, built on as many frameworks and NLP as it is, and you can completely white label it. But again, you know, it gives you a great overview, and actually not just an overview, but like a detailed side by side of what you offer versus your competitor and what you could actually build on to leave your competitor behind in the dust. And so we've used it a lot for ourselves, and we would love it if you just, you know, grab the app, play with it, see how we're different from anything that you're using currently, and then you know, make an informed decision from there. But with that being said, can we jump into a demo of what the app actually looks like?
Yeah, let's go. I'm sure people are hungry for it.
Yeah.
You guys ready? Let's make it happen.
All right. First thing you'll see when you open up the app and install it in your agency is this dashboard. Everything's yellow in here, but you can control all of that. You can also control your feature tiers, which modules turn on or off. And the idea is you start with the core sales positioning that we're going to dive into in just a second here. But you can start there. You get all of your positioning, messaging, pricing, all of that dialed in. And then you can take that and plug it into the next piece of content that you need. So let's say you need to generate leads. You can plug that into the lead magnets module, get some ideas for a lead magnet, let heyLevi help you flesh it out completely from start to finish. Plug that into Canva if you need to make it look pretty, but the copy will be done completely in heyLevi. You can even open up ChatGPT, which is right in here, and start a new conversation. You can dial in everything from your lead magnets, your email nurture sequence that bridges the gap between your lead magnet and the actual offer that you want to lead them to, through a 7 to 12 day email nurture sequence that requires barely any editing. Trust me, these are all built on psychological triggers and neurolinguistic programming that really helps you generate emails that are going to resonate with your target audience and bridge that gap seamlessly without pitching them over and over again in every single email, and just naturally take them from that lead magnet to your offer. You can use heyLevi to come up with your website content as well, summarize content if you're plugging it in from somewhere else, a follow-up email if you simply need some ideas on how to follow up to a specific email, a one-off email. Prospect retention, let's say you get an email from a lead who lets you know that they're considering their options or they're not entirely sure if they're ready to jump in with your product just yet. You can use this module, again, using neurolinguistic programming or NLP to craft a response that's going to bring them to your side of the fence. And then, of course, you have all of your social media content as well, from your ad copy to blog posts to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, even your YouTube scripts. You can do it all entirely right here within this one app. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the core sales positioning and let's see what we get. We're going to use English for this one. And now, what is your product or service? Let's just say we want to create this for the missed call text back feature in HighLevel. Let's just start there and keep it simple for this example. So I'm going to say missed call text back. What is the name of your product? So let's say Missy callback. Okay, who's the target market for this? Small business owners, right? Those are the people who are going to benefit the most from Missy callback. Who are your competitive alternatives? Now, this could be, and it says it right here, but this could be not just your competitors, but what are they doing instead of using this missed call text back, right? They could be using front desk receptionist to manually call back people who leave a voicemail, right? or they're simply just losing those leads. If they don't leave a voicemail, then there's no way to actually call them back. And so they're just losing those leads. Losing leads. And this is the beauty of using heyLevi. You don't have to spend all of your time trying to massage your prompts, trying to get ChatGPT to give you something that's actually going to work. This is based on April Dunford's framework. April Dunford is the leading positioning expert in the marketing field. And she works with multi-million-dollar companies and helps them grow. So we know that this is based on some solid frameworks that actually convert. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and answer this last question in this section, which is, which features make your product or service unique? It is completely automated, is integrated with the rest of the customer's CRM, right? Because they're going to buy your HighLevel from you. I'm going to hit next. Okay, now it's given me my value props, my market segments that I could be considering, and pricing models to consider for each of those parallel markets, right? So value props for small business owners. We're talking about efficiency and time saving, improved lead conversion. This is exactly what we want, right? We want to talk about how we are helping retain more leads and convert them into paying clients for our small biz customers. By ensuring prompt callbacks without any human intervention, Missy Callback helps in increasing lead conversion rates, resulting in more sales and revenue. So this is really what I would use, right? Missed call text back, that is the beauty of it, is retaining leads on autopilot. And it's cost saving. This could be a secondary value prop where small business owners can eliminate the need to hire front desk receptionists or additional team members just to call people back, right? Reducing labor costs. Okay, some other product category suggestions. So these are some other positioning ideas that you could use. Virtual assistant solution. So instead of calling it a missed call text back, you could call it a virtual assistant solution. Positioning Missy Callback as a part of a comprehensive virtual assistant solution that handles various administrative tasks for small businesses could resonate well with the target market. I think this kind of leads into the rest of HighLevel really well, because you can eliminate a lot of labor costs just by using an all-in-one automated system that HighLevel just gives us out of the box, right? And a CRM enhancement tool. And then you get more efficient communication management. All right, so moving on, we've now got some positioning ideas and then some parallel markets that we may not be thinking of. We could be targeting real estate agents. We could be targeting insurance agencies. We could be targeting professional service. So just, instead of just targeting local mom and pop small business shops, these are some other markets that we could be considering as well. Okay. And for each of these parallel markets, what would they be willing to spend? So you don't have to do that research on your own. So real estate agents would be willing to pay $50 to $100 per month for the missed call text back feature alone. We're only talking about that one feature, right? Insurance agencies would be willing to pay $80 to $150, so just a little bit more than real estate agents would be. And professional services would be willing to pay $100 to $200 per month, again, just for this one feature, right? Okay, let's go next. And now we're going to look at some elevator pitches that we can use. Again, this is really powerful stuff. Once we have this dialed in, this is stuff that we could be referencing over and over again, pretty much before we create any piece of content, get on any sales call, build out our sales page. Really, this is what needs to drive the rest of that content that we're all spending so much time creating. All right, I'm going to go on to the next step. Okay, here's your product brief. Now we're moving on from the elevator pitch. The elevator pitch is when you literally just have 30 seconds or less to explain what you do and catch somebody's interest. It's like your hook. Now we're going to talk about your product brief and what it can actually do for the audience that you're targeting. Okay, so this is an automated callback system designed for small business owners. Its top value props are efficiency, time saving, improved lead conversion, and cost savings. I would probably put these two first, right? It's as easy as just editing it as I go along. All right, I'm going to go next. All right, this is our sales messaging. So this is a little bit more detailed than the product brief. So the product brief, again, it's repeating itself that it is an efficient automated solution designed for small business owners to improve customer engagement and streamline lead conversion. There is actually an even better value prop. I love how it says that right here. All right, I'm gonna go to the last step. And here you'll see that it's given me my entire positioning, messaging, elevator pitches. It's all in here. So value props for small business owners. I've got 3 points there. Alternative markets that I could be targeting. That's over there. Alternative positioning ideas. That's over here. Parallel markets and the pricing that each of these parallel markets would be willing to pay. It's all over here. Elevator pitches for each of those markets. Again, all here, my product brief, my sales brief, my proof of value, it's all in here. All I need to do is hit the copy button here, paste it into a Google Doc or wherever I save my important business documents, and then just share it with the rest of the team, right? So everybody is on the same page and can add to the document. And now you have a super powerful foundation for every piece of content and every sales conversation that you have or your customers have moving forward. Boom, done. No spending days or weeks or even months or hundreds and thousands in marketing expenses to hire a marketing team to figure all of this out for you or for your customers, right? It's all in here, all in this system. And this is pretty much how all of the modules in the app work. So again, you have all of these different modules that you can use for creating different kinds of sales and marketing content. It's all in here. It works exactly the same way. There's no fiddling with multiple prompts at any point, unless you just want to. And at that point, you can do that as well. So if you just like to fiddle with what you're getting and perfect it, you can just say, make this sound wittier for X target audience, right? Med spas. That's a really weird prompt, I would say. So I wouldn't actually use that in real life. But the idea is that I can feed this in a chat to just make it a conversation back and forth if that's just what I'm comfortable with, but I'm not starting from scratch. And that's the beauty of this. I literally have something that's 80 to 90% there. And now I can just get that last 10% to the finish line with the conversation without even changing a single tab. All right, so I'm going to close out of this and now everything is saved. So you have content history. Right here, I have all of my chats saved over here, just like ChatGPT. And now as an agency, let's actually dive into what you can do in terms of branding the app to fit your agency and how you can adjust every little detail of the feature tiers that you offer and even go down to a sub-account level to control those things. So the first thing you'll see in your agency settings are the themes. So you can pick from any of these colors to match your branding. Let's say I want to go with purple. You can change from dark to light or auto, which will just take on whatever the setting of your computer is. I'm going to do light for now. And then let's say I want to change the layout. You can play around with these. You can preview them before you actually make it live to see which one feels best before going ahead and updating it here. You can go into the features and here you can create as many feature tiers as you'd like to match your high-level agency SaaS plans. You can pick what the monthly word limit is going to be for this tier. This feature allows you to either turn off or on the FOMO feature. So if you want to show any modules that you have locked for this specific tier so that users or your customers are inclined to upgrade their access level with you, you can say show locked features and then any locked features will show up with a gray lock over them. Or if you toggle this off, you can choose to simply not show any inaccessible features at all. If you have any custom prompts that you do offer to your customers, you can actually download the custom prompts template here, fill out the CSV with your prompt details. All the instructions are on the CSV template that you download from here, and then you'll upload it back into the system, and then your custom prompts will be shown only to your agency's customers. Nobody else is going to be able to see them. So that is specific to your own agency. You can pick which model you want for the content generation through the modules of the app. And if you'd like the chat model to be different, you can do that as well. Here's where you can enable or disable specific modules or features for this specific tier. All right, so when you're happy with that, you can hit save. If you go down to a sub-account level, this is where you can import new accounts. Now the app will automatically onboard any new sub-accounts that it finds every 24 hours. But if you need to import them sooner than that, you can use this button here to import any new sub-accounts. And in your agency settings, apart from plugging in your API keys, you'll be able to add in an upsell message here. Now this message only shows when your customer has hit their monthly word limit. So you can decide what message you want to show them at that point. The idea is that you would upsell them to a higher tier so that they have a larger monthly limit. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at the dashboard. And this is where you can see exactly how many words and which features your users are using, which is so powerful, right? When you base your sales messaging on actual data from your specific agency, it can be a game changer. These are the 3 accounts that have been the most active in my agency this month. Lifetime words generated in my account. If I go down to the content categories, I can see exactly how many words have been generated for each category, what the frequency of use is for each module, so I know which the most popular modules are for my agency, the number of accounts that have been using each of these modules, and it gives me that control until the last 90 days. All right, so that's the overview of how the whole app works. There's obviously so many modules in, as we went through the sales bucket, the email bucket, and the brand voice or the brand content bucket. But that's really how it works. That's how much you can white label it. Again, colors, layouts, everything. You can play with it, really make it your own. And apart from the features, content marketing on steroids, right? Yeah. So we want to give you all the tools so that you can make the most amount of money. You get to plug in your own OpenAI API key, which initially it sounds a little scary to some people who are like, oh my God, I'm going to have to pay separately for AI costs. But keep in mind that you can create a 7 to 8 page lead magnet ebook for under $1. I mean, that's how cheap it is. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think it's 10,000 words. I know Kunal's going to correct me, but 10,000 words for like under $1 using GPT-4. So yeah, you can use this for yourself, just as long as, you would iframe it into your agency, and then you can decide if you want to show it to all of your accounts or just show it to your sub account as well.
Yep. And guys, I think that alone is worth getting this tool. If you are an old fart like me and try to do all this stuff prior to a tool like this existing, number one, a ton of variance on like if you woke up one day and powered through 4 hours of writing this stuff, you would naturally just get fatigued because you're a human. This thing does not get tired, does not have a bad day, doesn't, create 9 unproven ideas before you get to one good one, which is how humans usually copyright. And so tons of leverage, even if all it did was get an 80% there instead of staring at a blank screen and you having to do the heavy lifting to get it to that 80%. In other words, it's easier to edit than it is to write, right? If all it did was that, this thing would just be like a must have as a marketer in your toolkit. Like, I don't know how anybody is going to get ahead anymore unless they have something like this in their toolbox, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Rob. And most importantly, look, we're not here to sell you anything today. We just want you to try it out. There's a free trial on the website. Go to heylevi.ai and try it out for yourself. The tool is extremely inexpensive. The one location, Raheen, are you able to pull up the pricing page, please?
Yeah, let me grab that.
And it's only $39 a month for your entire agency. You can either use it for yourself and write the content, as much content as you want to produce. You get access to all of the modules that were shared. And if you want to give access to your sub accounts as well, then there's plans for that that also available there. There is a discounted option with the link that Raheen shared in. There you go. Rob and Raheen just shared that. RobbBailey.com/heyLevi. And you can start your trial there, check it out, and see what you think. There's no risk at all to you to try it out and see if you actually like it. If you're using something like Jasper or Copy AI or one of the other platforms, I'm very, very confident in saying, which is why we bought a stake in heyLevi as the company, that you're going to want to cancel that and continue using this, because you will be convincing your customers to cancel their Jasper subscriptions, their Copy AI subscriptions, or whatever other tool they're using, and giving them a reason to pay for your subscription, which means you get to earn 100% of the profits of that revenue of that subscription that you just help them cancel. And they're saving some costs. You get to sell your product to them.
Yep. And I think, y'all, the thing about companies like Jasper, and I was in their beta program as an affiliate, so I was there from the beginning, know those guys from way back. But once they sold and got funding and everything, their entire company culture changed. Like, I love creators who have good products that are this size because these people are accessible. Like, I hung out with the two individuals that you're looking at right now at the GHL Summit. They're good people, they're genuine people, they're reachable people. So who you do business with matters, in my opinion. Not throwing shade on anyone else I don't know about, but the second that Jasper, had like this giant round of funding, they changed their affiliate program and changed pricing on their customers and really disgruntled a lot of that of their customer base, right? Yeah. And the reason why I tell you that story is just because they took off like a rocket ship, which sounds cool on paper, but for you, like, it's like a tool manufacturer, like not keeping their word on the warranty of their product, for example, or them not making the parts to easily fix the car that you bought or something like that, right? So the reason why I love these folks in particular is because they actually care about you, right? They're gonna listen to you. They're gonna make, like, they've already made improvements to this tool that based on customer feedback, right? So I love stuff like that. That's how HighLevel got started, y'all. Like Haplin and I were in there telling Sean everything we'd like to have in an agency level two-way SMS tool. So this is very much in that same vein, is why I said that. And that's why I think Beyond, acquired heyLevi, or has an ownership stake in it, should I say. Right?
Yes, so, absolutely. Yeah. It's about, continue to improve the product. Even at Extendly, we're constantly improving, and that improvement comes from the feedback that we get from customers. And that same mentality runs through heyLevi as well, to constantly be improving. Matter of fact, there is a brand new module that we just added, and it's something you guys are all familiar with, hopefully. It's the guy named Alex Hermosi popularized it with 100 million offers, and there's a module called 100 million offers inside heyLevi that you can use to build offers and content based off of the framework that Alex developed.
Yeah, we basically turned the whole book into a prompt. Yeah, if anyone wants to see it, we can look at that as well.
And this is the other important thing about that, y'all. Like, I love being human, but a lot of the copywriting stuff, the AI is just better at it. Like, I can't tell you how many people read Alex Hormozi's book and then came back and said, and this is what I've written with it. And it's like totally off base, like completely 100% not what he was talking about. And I'm not pooping on someone else's, like, everyone starts somewhere, right? But we have to suck at something as humans before we get better at it. Like, the first time you throw a football, you're terrible at it. I teach my kids different things in life, and they're awful at it. As adults, same thing. When I started copywriting, I was terrible. I'm not even that good now. But the whole point is you can skip that phase and just, it's almost like having an expert consultant in your back pocket saying, write this, don't write that, right? Which is somewhat invaluable. That's the time-saving part. That's the not having to test a million things part, right? So really, really, like, if you'd rather spend time teaching the humans in life or spending time with the humans in your life versus fiddling with copy, I mean, this is a great tool to get some leverage from, right? Cool. Josh says, can you show that prompt, please? I'm not sure which. Oh, the $100 million prompt?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can. We did a quick 10-minute walkthrough of that. So let me share that as well.
Sure.
Susan, I'm not sure about the training portal. Let me know what you're referring to with that. All right, so this is the app inside of my HighLevel agency, and you can see that we have a ton of modules here. But for now, we're going to focus on the $100 million offer framework from Alex Hormozi. All right, I'm going to click on this, And now you'll see that there's no messing with prompts in this interface. It's just like filling out a form. You plug in your information. You're as detailed as you can be because the AI does need context. It doesn't know you. It doesn't know your business. So you do want to be as specific as you can with your inputs. But again, you're not messing with prompts, trying to figure out how to instruct the AI to give you what you want. It's already done for you. So let's pretend that we are selling a fitness coaching program to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Who's my target audience? I'm going to say for this one, it's specifically women in their late 30s to 40s. The number one outcome your offer promises your target audience. So what is that big takeaway that your audience is going to get once they purchase your offer? So here we're going to just say lose 30 pounds is the big takeaway. The time required to achieve this big outcome is 30 days. And what are the actions, commitments, or effort required in order to use your offer to achieve this big outcome? Let's just say go through a 30-minute video every day and record their daily nutrition and water intake, right? So let's say that's the only thing they have to do in order for this to work. Now, if you do have a page already done with all of your offer details on it, feel free to add your URL in here. You can simply scrape that URL and it will fill in the rest of this for you. But I'm going to skip to the next one. What are we selling? So in this case, we're selling a coaching program. Let's call it watch on demand videos. And let's say we're including a journal, personalized journal for recording calorie and water intake. All right, let's go with that. What are the key benefits of buying your offer? Again, list them out. So here we're talking about the features. Here we're talking about the benefits. So the benefits are, I might just use what's in this placeholder for this one. So it's easy to follow, only needs 30 minutes a day to watch the videos, no strict diets, and let's say lose weight without cutting out on carbs or sugar. Okay, how many case studies and testimonials do we have? Let's just say I have about 20. I'm going to go next. All right, so here's how your current offer scored in each of the 4 focus areas of the equation. So if you're not familiar with Alex Hormozi's framework, he talks about your dream score, your certainty score. He doesn't call it certainty score, the time score and the effort score. And you want to multiply the dream and the certainty scores. You want to multiply the time and the effort scores, which we call the positive score and the negative score in this module. And we're going to divide the product of the dream and the certainty by the product of the time and the effort score. So really, we want to increase the dream score and increase the certainty score as much as possible. And we want to reduce the time and the effort score to as close to 0 as possible, because even if the denominator has 0, your numerator turns out to be infinity. And that's what he talks about in the book, right? You are trying to get your value score to as close to infinity so that your offer is infinitely valuable to your specific audience. So this is going to go through each of those scores and how it rates your current score. So we're going to go next. Now, this is where it's going to tell us how to improve our existing offer, and then 2 suggested offers that we might want to consider as well. So the analysis is the offer targets women in their late 30s to 40s who aspire to lose weight. The dream outcome is highly desirable, and there are substantial testimonials and case studies to support its credibility. The time score can be optimized, and then the effort score is relatively high due to the daily commitment of watching a 30-minute video and recording daily nutritional intake. All right, diving deeper, the dream outcome, losing weight is an attractive proposition. The score can be improved by emphasizing other indirect benefits such as improved health, enhanced self-confidence, etc., which would further elevate their social status. Now, this is coming from Alex Hormozi's book again, where he talks about using psychological triggers in your dream outcome. So it's not just the 30 pounds that they're going to be losing, But what does that mean for their self-confidence? What does that mean for their emotional well-being, their mental well-being? 20 is a significant level of certainty, but to increase the score further, consider using more impactful testimonials or adding visual before and after proof. Now, you may already have this. The AI doesn't know that, especially because we didn't actually scrape a URL. But again, this is just stuff to consider if you don't have it. Time delay, while 30 days might seem like a reasonable time frame for waitlist programs, however, with intense competition in this domain, offering quicker results could be beneficial. Obviously, we want to bring the time delay down, so having a shorter time frame if possible and if feasible is definitely the way to go. The effort required watching videos daily and maintaining dietary records might prove cumbersome for some participants, leading to an effort score of 0.5. This can be lowered by reducing these requirements or making them more engaging and fun. These are some parallel offers that we could consider. In order to increase the overall value, let's imagine another version where we reduce both time and effort required while increasing certainty. So all ways to increase that final value score. New offer promises lose up to 20 pounds in 2 weeks. So if we can do, instead of 30 pounds in 30 days, if we can do 20 pounds in 2 weeks or whatever is feasible. And here it's actually suggesting that we have 15 minutes of workout routine. So it's not just watching videos, but actually doing workouts, which make it more believable and for a shorter amount of time commitment. So instead of 30 minutes a day, it's going to be 15 minutes a day. This comes with a foolproof meal guide, the reduced time frame and effort, along with an easier to follow meal guide, because increase the dream score to 95, certainty score up to 80, because it's now more believable. We can set the time score at 0.05, since half of the original time frame is required, and lower the effort score down to 0.3 from 0.5, right? So given last daily commitment, so we have a new value, which is 506,667, which is much higher than our original value score. And then offer number 2, in this version, we can go one step further by promising lose up to 15 pounds in 10 days. In this case, it's basically saying that if you have a program, well, instead of the program, just provide like meal prep and a recipe book, if that makes sense. And that can be an upsell even, right? So lots of ideas right from this suggestion. This reduces the time frame and effort required even further while making it accessible for users who are not fond of exercising or maintaining any kind of dietary records. So because the AI feels like it will have a higher value score, and so it has a better chance of selling. It'll give you some more suggestions here, but let's just skip to the next step where it's going to help you price those offers. Now, Alex in his book talks about pricing your products and offers at a premium, because the higher your value score, the more your audience is going to be willing to pay for it, right? And so a lot of that has again been fed straight from the book into our backend prompts to give you some suggestions on pricing your offers. While this is thinking, I'm also going to mention that our positioning module in this app also does a little bit of that, where it gives you a range of what you could price your offers at. That is just when you're starting out and you're really trying to figure out how you want to position your brand and your products and your services. It'll give you some ranges that will work for your market and some parallel target markets. So I still suggest doing that as an exercise, because it will give you some great insights on how you can position everything that you offer. But this is now coming down to your specific offers to really make sure that we're dialing them in and making sure that they are as high converting as possible. All right, so in terms of pricing, offer number 1 has a value score of 506,666. We recommend pricing this one at $9.97 per month. Offer number 2 had an even higher value score, and so it suggests that we could price this offer at $19.97 per month. Now, this clearly is assuming that you are pricing these offers to upsell them into a more premium membership or program. And so maybe this is your smaller offer, and then if they see results and they want to keep going to maintain that or continue getting results, you could upsell them into a more premium program with some of these offer and pricing suggestions. And so now if I go to next, it's going to give me all of what we just saw all in one place so that I can copy and paste this to a Google Doc for reference whenever I need it. It's also going to save it inside of the app for 90 days, which might be more than enough for most of us. But again, if it's something that you want to hold on to for longer than 90 days, you would just hit the copy button here and then paste it into a Google Doc, and then you can close out of it. And there you have it, the Alex Hormozi way of auditing and perfecting your offers, built right into a promptless interface within HeyLevi.
So guys, with that being said, the biggest difference in this app is that the modules that are there, the copywriting modules that are being built in, they're all being designed after other well-known marketers who are utilizing their frameworks over and over again and have proven them to be successful. Right. So we're not just taking any random, what we thought would be cool to add in there. They're after proven marketers who've made their frameworks successful. That's what you are using to write copy after, which means your outputs are going to be generally so much better than any of the other copywriting tools.
Yeah. And you guys can go sell that analysis that she just spit out. I mean, it probably put it out in like 2 or 3 minutes. So that's a 5-minute task for you. And that analysis is worth a ton of money to a client or your business or both. Right. So that one output right there is just like, and imagine if you had to go do everything that it just did manually. How many of you would actually sit down to do that in the first place? I wouldn't. I'd be like, no way, too much work.
Exactly.
Right.
Too much thinking involved to do all of that.
Yeah.
But imagine if you can charge, $100, $500, $1,000 to do an analysis for someone, just a one-time fee, right?
Yeah.
And say, here you go. Here's a positioning statement on your business. Here's an analysis on your business. And now let's go create, whatever you got to go create next.
Totally. It's like, do an audit, a GHL audit, and make this your cover page.
Yeah.
And attach a price to this. Right. Holy cow. You're good. So, there's a million ways to find value in this thing, I think. What do you guys think? I've seen some comments here, but tell us your feedback. It says, Josh says absolute fire. Seriously, well done. Very impressed. This is awesome and way better than the competitors like Jasper and OpenAI. The demo's great. Awesome. Yeah, it kind of makes me want to go reevaluate my offer. That's what it makes me want to do. Like I want to put it in there now and see how well it does. And if any of you have followed me for any length of time, database your activation, right? So what is the outcome? Like if you guys noticed, Ruhin did a great job, explaining the Hormozy matrix, like how he calculates the strength of the offer. And the effort and time is directly correlated with the outcome that it gets. It's like, what outcome does it get them and how much time and effort does it take them to get there? And so with reactivation, that I would guess that if we put that in there for a client, it would have a very high score because there's very little downside, very little effort on the client's part. And it's basically all upside. It's a free appointment booking, right? So they start getting sales basically immediately the next day. And so if you think about how you offer your services that way, and what kind of outcome it gets to the client in relation to their time and effort, it can really help you craft your service packages to help you win a lot better, right? So if you take even one step back further from that, you can use that score to gauge whether you even want to offer that service or not, because the lower the score, the harder it is to sell, or the more commoditized that service is. Does that make sense? So really, really, if you're out there selling free appointments with no risk, that's a lot different offer than, hey, scrape up 25 grand for the website design that you need, that we all know you need. Like, it's a totally different conversation. Or selling SEO that's going to take 6 months or a year to really get the benefit from, right? So
and one of the easiest ways to utilize the tool is by just setting up your HighLevel to having automations for follow-up sequences set up and using heyLevi to create those nurture sequences.
Yep.
There's a nurture sequence module in there that lets you create 7, 9, 10, or 12, however many you want, emails based off of the content that you've added in there.
Yep.
And if all you did was just that for your customer, their existing customers that let's say they're a service-based business, they're sending estimates or something, or they've got customers signing up for their lead magnet or whatever, and you use that to just follow up with them, that alone will increase their close rate, their win rate on those customers.
Yep, absolutely, 100%.
And a lot of businesses just need that. They don't even have follow-up sequences in place, which is why it's perfect to marry it with your HighLevel and provide that as a service along with as well. Rob talks about it all the time, right? Software with a service. right?
Yep.
This allows you to sell it as a software if you want to, let them do it themselves if they want to, or you can go into their account and their sub account, have it generate the copy it and put it inside their HighLevel nurture sequences. And now you've delivered a service that is done for you manner as well.
Yeah, and can I
Absolutely.
just say about the nurture sequences, they're not just like random AI generated. Like if you go to ChatGPT and say, hey, this is my lead magnet, this is my final offer, write me a nurture sequence, I can guarantee you're not going to get something that's actually going to convert. But we've literally fed the prompts with marketing templates that have been proven to convert by all of the leading marketing experts. And so these are the nurture sequence is one of our top selling features. And when I say top selling, I mean we have agencies that are selling the entire app and even their entire GHL based on that one feature. So you can do 7 to 12 day email nurture sequences, depending on how hot or cold your audience is, because that's supposed to be the ideal number of times touch points that somebody needs in order to convert.
That's awesome. And you said here that you're adding videos that you can eventually white label in a week or two as well. That's amazing too. It's like you're doing everything for them. So that can help you guys sell it, train on it, position it. Well, you can put those in your nurture sequences. Put one video in each nurture email. That'd be fire, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you're not convinced to sign up for at least the free trial yet, to try it out yourself, Roheen has some testimonials of existing customers who've used this that we want to share with you guys. If you're not over the top already, this should get you there.
Can I just say that everything comes with a 7-day free trial, but there's also a 30-day money back guarantee added on to that. So that's literally like completely risk.
Hey, risk reversal. There it is. So you literally have nothing to lose. So everybody should be jumping into at least a free trial.
Yeah, we asked heyLevi, hey, what should we do on this offer? And that's what it said.
We actually did. So we've been using heyLevi to reposition itself, to structure itself, and I'm happy to share some of those results as well. But we definitely use everything that we have in the app. So this is one of our agencies that's been with us since the beginning of time, literally when we weren't even sure what we were doing with the app. He now has two GHL agencies. He's using it for both. He's got 2 separate licenses. He's plugged it into both, and he is just growing by leaps and bounds. It's crazy what he's been able to do with this. He's actually one of the agencies that I mentioned who sells a lot of the AI stuff based on just the email nurture sequence. Like his clients love it. Oops, where am I? This is one of our clients also who's been with us for about 6 months, and he actually has a video that he recorded for us as well. But he actually got GHL Direct customers to sign up with his white label just because he demoed the app to them. That's all he did.
Yeah, only because he had that integration available within his version of HighLevel.
And that's it. So a few more screenshots here. So yeah, this is all about positioning you. I mean, AI is everything right now. People are either scared of it or in love with it, but I can guarantee even the people who are scared of it are looking for an easy way to plug it into their business and actually use it to sell more. All right, so I'm gonna skip ahead.
I'm so excited, man. Everything's just coming together. When I got wind of this, oh man, your AI, so what's funny is I've been planning some for quite a while. I was actually working with a developer in India. One of the big things that I was like, okay, when I get my project done here in India, I need to figure out AI.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, whatever. All of a sudden this pops in. I'm like, holy freaking hell. This just finished up my whole project. It's really hard to justify building something that would cost me 100 grand or more with what I was doing when it's already done and it's supported by a huge company that's built, like it's growing.
Yeah.
It's insane. So I love technology. So, oh my gosh, I'm in like heaven almost. So I'm really excited. I appreciate you bringing that and offering it the way you did. It filled a huge void, huge need for me that I would have had to have spent a lot of money on. So I'm excited.
Hey, Danny Clark here from Easy Peasy Funnels. We run a white label SaaS from HighLevel. And Kunal and the team have helped us by installing their AI software into our platform just over a year ago now. And we have had nothing but raving reviews from our customers. The thing that we love most about it is the simplicity of it. It simply just plugs in, it's available on the menu. And what's really cool about it is that it just becomes another tool that works in two ways for us. Number one, it helps to establish us as different to other high-level users, which we all know is what we're trying to do. But of course, more importantly, it just becomes one of those things which is an additional value add and a benefit to our customers. So one of the ways that we use it, because we pretty much sell the software as is, as opposed to wrapping it within an agency service, is that we use it as a tool to help people. So when it comes in particular to creating the sales email templates, a lot of our customers, they refer back to the service where you can create an email sequence between 7 to 12 emails. Lots of people rave about that one, but all the way through from creating copy for websites, for sales pages, for headlines, the different social media platforms that we're all supposed to be using every single day as well. So look, from a guy that is running a white label SaaS with close to 500 users, we've done things pretty well. I would say without a doubt, plugging in what Kunal's done with the AI has been up there as one of the best decisions that we've made since we launched just over a year ago. So yeah, if you haven't tried it yet, make sure you check it out. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Here, CEO.
Oh, I just saw your message. I think this might be the last one, but we can stop.
Yeah, no worries. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Be Savvy. Very excited to recommend HeyLevi. We've been using HeyLevi with Be Savvy integrated into Go High Level for around about 6 months now. And we've had very, very good feedback from our customer base. Our customers, in fact, we've had move over directly from Go High Level accounts to Be Savvy accounts because we have the integration available. So I highly recommend, jump on it. Your customers will love it. The prompts that are built in are incredibly helpful for our customer base. And we get plenty of comments talking about how features like the nurture sequence campaign makes life so easy when creating those nurture email campaign outs. And some of the new features which have been introducing to help create a product understanding and guide for uniqueness is really, really helpful as well. One of my favorite features is the fact that I can still direct my customers to use it as an alternative to ChatGPT. That has been really useful as well.
I can stop, Rob.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm sure you have a million at this rate, but awesome job, y'all. I've got to go to rescue the kids. That should be all the convincing you need if you're going to be convinced. Quick little bonus time for those of you who are still watching. For any of you who are still here, I've got 7 or 8 of these left. I was one of the top people to do Alex's first book launch as an affiliate. And the second one, I didn't even try, but they sent me a bunch of extra ones, I think, as a thank you. So I've got a bunch of extras. I sent them out to literally all of our paying clients, and I still got some sitting around. So if you guys who are still on the call want to sign a trial, just email support@robbbailey.com and I will ship this to you 100% for free. Obviously, I need your mailing address to do that. So I'll just drop the email in here to the first 7 or 8 people who do that. And you email into this email address, just first come, first served. I'll mail you the book for free if you don't already.
Now everyone's got to go sign up for the trial.
That's right. So I actually had no idea you guys are going to drop that today. And I had no idea that you had the $100 million offer module in there and ready. So this is just total dumb luck that I've got these laying around. But so there you go. You guys are out of excuses. There's a free trial, 30-day money back guarantee from them. You guys will get a free book from me. I don't know how many of you guys will end up signing up for this, but again, who you work with matters. These are excellent people, top quality people. Reputation is stellar, squeaky clean. So I think you guys are out of excuses. Go sign up. You have nothing to lose. If you do like 5 prompt runs and you're not impressed, just ask for a refund. But I think if you've ever played with any AI at all, this is going to be a huge time saver. You're going to get tons of leverage. You can sell the things that it creates right away or use it as a free like a foot in the door strategy, to get free appointments from folks. So guys, just use the heck out of it. It would be silly for you not to, right? So that's kind of it. That's my soapbox speech.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Rob, thank you for having us here. Always a pleasure to be with you here.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we'll see you guys next time. We'll post this in the replay in the group once it's ready. We'll see you guys. Thanks, Beyond. Thanks, Reen.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, take care.